equal, but some are more viable than others. A report by the Economic Confidential, a subsidiary of PR Nigeria, has declared 7 states, including Lagos, Ogun, Rivers, Kaduna, Kwara, Oyo and Edo, as the most viable states in the country in 2022. According to the reports, the IGR of the 36 states of the Federation totaled 1.8 trillion naira in 2022, which was above that of 2021 at 1.76 trillion naira. Reports indicate that the IGR of Lagos at 651 billion naira is higher than that of 30 other states combined, 30 states put together, whose revenue are extremely low compared to their allocations from the Federation account. Mojid, can you just shed more light into this? This is very funny. As if those states, there are some states, there's some people will say some states should be merged. Going by this
Lagos,
financial report,
Lagos will
just combine them together.
Lagos will always be Lagos. This report is derived from the National Bureau of Statistics. So they are facts that nobody
cannot be controversial.
You can't controvert it. It is not an accident that Lagos, as in subnational, is the only state south of the Sahara that can single-handedly fund an electric train system. It is not a coincidence. It's not an accident. And as we speak today, the red line, in preparation for its being launched in January by the president, the bridge.
Oh, the red line is almost ready.
Yeah, to be launched by the president in the first quarter. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I think that's the first thing is coming to launch in January. Now, as we speak today, the bridge for the overpass for the red line for Ikeja, that's the third in the series. They start with that of Yaba. They went to Igbo. Today they did
that one beside Computer
Ikeja,
Village.
correct, has been opened today. Lagos IGR 651 billion in 2022 is greater than the IGR of 30 states put together. And it is not by coincidence that for 4 years, no single bank robbery in Lagos. The Lagos has invested so much in infrastructure, security, and an enablement that allows the likes of Dangote to come and site a refinery in Lagos. So that's why it's not tea and bread for you to be governor of Lagos. It's serious business being the governor of Lagos. And as we are having 5 states that are doing so well, we have some states that are insolvent in this report. The likes of Bayelsa, Kebbi, Katsina, Akwa Ibom, Taraba, where their IGR...
Are you sure Ekiti state is not there?
No, Ekiti is solvent, and Kogi is solvent. So, and Ondo is solvent. So, we have those states where their IGR...
So, you're saying that Ekiti can survive on its IGR?
Yes. Because...
what is their IGR?
The way they measure it is, your internal generated revenue must be at least 20% of what you collect from the Federal Accounts Allocation Committee from FAC. So the moment you fall less than 10%, you are insolvent. It means, if anything, if zero comes from Federal, you're on your own. But Ekiti has been...
No, you see, the thing is, let's forget what the people put this together.
Yes. These are statistics.
You see,
no, I'm ready for
parameters that they
I'm ready for you. Yes, I'm ready for you.
No, of course, even my state too.
Yes.
You talk about my state as being
your state is solvent. Is solvent.
That is if I agree. Now, what they are saying, this baseline that they have created.
Yeah.
Let's take it further.
Yeah.
were this idea of states simply going to the center to share the cake, were it to come to an end under a fully federal structure, will some of these states survive? Even some of the states that they claimed are solvent, will they survive?
I'm on the problem.
They will not survive. They just created a baseline by way of, okay, they've done well.
As in?
Like Lagos now. Lagos got 370 billion. You know where it will be difficult. You know that this 370 billion, before now, there were occasions when the old states in the federation were sharing even not up to 300.
No, this figure is for 2022.
I'm going there.
Yeah.
You know? Now, don't listen to me, you see where I'm going.
Okay.
Now, they are getting a lot more.
Sure.
A lot more. Sure. They shared roughly 1 trillion.
1 trillion, more than 1 trillion. Yeah.
I know months when they didn't even get to 300 billion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some states,
NNPC.
some states
of them, yes,
no
remittance, and then what was it called? Even when the oil sector was badly hit by oil theft and all that, we are not doing so well. So now that they are getting so much, some states are now getting 2 times what they used to get before.
Yes.
If they were to use that same parameters that they used,
index,
will those states still be insolvent? Will they still be solvent?
See,
no, because we can actually start the calculation as we speak.
Let's
not encourage these states to think that
they can stand.
They can stand. They cannot. We know. In their hearts, they know.
No. It depends on the kind of management you put in place in some states. There are some states that are owing salaries. Even with the humongous amounts they are getting now, they are still owing salaries.
Yes.
But some states, Bayelsa, for example, has no business being insolvent. With the kind of Bayelsa is one of the states that collect one of the highest revenues.
I think they had
heavily indebted.
And they are heavily indebted.
They started having problems since some oil wells were still
even at that.
Debt. The debt that they logged over the years, including on the airport that they built. You know, when governors go taking loans, and they have repercussions.
Then it also let me give you an example.
Then it's a small state of 8 local governments.
Yes.
Just a straight through.
So, is it fair to compare them to much bigger states?
See,
in terms of landmass, you know, it's bigger than Lagos because a lot of it is water. And,
but only 4 local governments are even on land. The remaining 4, I think 3 are on land. But let me chip in something here. 2 states takes 10 billion facility loans. One went to the stock market, took a bond, spread it over 25 years. The other went to the bank to take the facility. The one that went to the stock market will get its own probably at half of the rates
that the banks will give.
But because you need to go through a lot of processes for the stock market, most of them will not want to access the stock market. They rather go for a quick win, where the percentage will be paying. They don't waste time. They will pay about 35%. So you see, you see 2 states that took 10 billion. One has a moratorium and even a long gestation, while the other has a short distance. So it depends on who is managing.
It's the insolvency thing that
it's part of it.
If you are,
it's part of it.
You are now handling almost 3 times
let's quickly take this break. We'll come back. We'll still discuss more about this. We'll be right back after the timeout. Please stay with us.
The TVC News at 7 and the TVC News at 10 are not like any other news broadcast.
It's the big news hour, the hour for the big breaking stories.
We've got some of the best reporters on the field,
taking you through as it happens.
It's fast-paced, hard-hitting,
with investigations that matter.
bringing in news that affects your life.
With sport, entertainment and business news so you don't miss a thing.
Experience resourceful coverage with depth every night.
Every night. 7 News, 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 7 Ne
Politics is defined as getting what, where, when, and how. But in the mix, many things come to play to shape the political fortune of any country.
You don't want to miss any edition of this program, Monday to Sunday. I said Friday. I said Saturday. You join Jide with issues with Jide. We rest on Saturday, but you can join Jide online.
So some governors, some states that used to get as little as 2 billion before, they are getting about 8 billion. So if
that's
we now,
staggering, Jide.
Yes, it's staggering. Yet some of them cannot share palliatives to people. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves, some of those governors. Now, if you are to use the same module that these people use to determine solvency, those states will go down. They won't be solvent anymore. Because in 2021, 2022, what the states were getting was very low compared to what they now get. I know some months when it was barely 300 billion that the whole federation shared. Today, we shared at least twice now, we shared about 1 trillion.
Yeah.
And in spite of that, the government was able to save some money. The first time, because President Tinubu was conscious that a staggering revenue, staggering sum of money coming to the, to the FAC, if distributed completely, could worsen inflation. You understand? So they then decided
that money.
They then decided that, okay, let us have the infrastructure
Keep
fund.
it.
So they kept some of it. That first time that we moved, subsidy was removed, and we moved to about 1 trillion. I think they did 950 something.
Yeah.
That month. Governors are behaving now like nothing has changed.
If you can earn more,
you are earning more, though you are not prepared
from 2
to
billion,
give
from 3
people
billion now to 8
palliatives.
billion.
Why do the people need palliatives at this time? You all know. We remove subsidy. The pain,
life is almost unbearable.
The pain is overwhelming for a good number of people. Yet governors sit in the cozy of their offices. You know, do they even sit in their offices? Most of them don't sit in their states. They're always going to Abuja. Even if there's no meeting,
one meeting
Abuja is their house. So what is the point? What are you looking for?
Different states are using several approaches, like Ogun, for example, both CNG buses and distributed.
No,
food first.
We are going to pay for conversion.
Yes.
You are going to pay, and it's a hefty.
He has not subsidized the money for
some.
It's
not as if it's subsidized.
Food.
You know, before everybody even got into it, Ogun State was the first to. They brought some Indians and all that, because they were thinking of that, okay, this thing, we could make money from it. And we've said that, look, don't think about the money first. Think about how you can ease the pain. We are aware of these things that they are doing.
Yes.
Lagos.
Okay, Ogun. Is Ogun now, as we speak? What is the level of palliative distribution in Ogun?
Well, I don't.
Apart from one landlord that we saw the other time.
Yes.
That came that said, look, this is price.
It's own street.
For the whole community.
No,
although he was intimidated to recount.
Is that Ogun or Kwara?
That's Ogun.
You even mentioned the...
Lagos on Sunday, they paid 50,000 to about 150,000.
Another trader money.
Marketers, which I think is a good one. 50,000, similar to what happened in better
50,000 naira to 15,000 traders.
15,000 traders. That's quite a lot. And I know also the Ekiti state government set up a committee to decide on how this palliative will go. I think the former deputy governor, Professor Adelabu, is the chair of that committee to decide on how the palliative will be sent. But I think we want to tell Nigerians here that each state has received 5 billion for palliatives, and also
giving them the second tranche of the.
Yes, they have taken 2 billion of the 5, but apart from that,
that means they've not received.
And they have not received the same, but they are going to get it because it's a promise from the president. But they have received 2 billion. Then each state has also received 9 billion naira each infrastructure fund. Each of the 36 states.
My concern is the
palliatives,
because we've been to other states where the governors there have better human face than some of the governors around here. I mean, we have to tell ourselves.
Don't get it twisted, though. We have a lot of poor people in Lagos too.
I think
a lot of people in the city center. I'm telling you.
I think
when people want to do documentaries about some of the poorest places in Nigeria, is it not on that dirty water that they go to do those documentaries? You know how many awards people have won?
Yes,
and they used to go to
Okobaba at the refuse dump that. They did some documentaries and even discovered an artist.
Yes,
that was a scavenger. So there's no big city without its own fair share of the poorest of the poor.
Those people must be located and given this palliative.
And I think
the poorest of the poor, they live in slums. You see big cities, they have slums. You see people even in America that sleep by the roadside, homeless people. So what we are saying is do enough, do your best. This is the time that you can distribute.
Local
not to be going around, gallivanting around, going to Abuja as if when you are contesting elections, you told them there is Abuja that you are going to be staying.
The states should tell us how they are sharing their
If they are sharing it, we will see.
They should tell us.
We will see the videos will be there.
And not to your party members.
They will see it.
Everybody.
Where did they even share it to party members? Let us even see it. The people in the north who are sharing, letting people take what they want to take, are they fools? They are not fools now. It shows that they love their people more. You've got to talk to these governors. Us going to Abuja all the time as if when you are contesting, you campaigned on the mantra of I'm going to be an Abuja governor. Is Abuja your home?
And when you
contest as a senator of Abuja now, they want to make that place your home.
They need to be close to Abuja to grab some money.
Even this, some of these states, paying the minimum wage, it's a big problem. The old minimum wage,
30,000.
Yes. Now, if the minimum wage,
they will say they are solvent,
and it's now 35,000. I think with most states now are collecting minimum of 50% more than what they were collecting before the removal of subsidy.
And I think Abuja,
should be able to do more.
FCT is actually more solvent than most of these states.
FCT, they are doing well in terms of IGR.
124.
Yeah.
124.4 billion, which is higher than
IGR.
Yes, IGR, which is higher than some of these states that we are talking about.
Yes, so a state like Delta, with all the oil companies, the total IGR per annum is 85 billion. Whereas it's 85.9. Whereas it collects, Delta is collecting 420 billion from the federal government.
And see Ogun State.
Every year.
Ogun State generated 120 billion.
Yeah.
Abuja is more. Abuja generated 124, which is higher than Ogun.
Yeah, because most of the banks now, they have their headquarters in Abuja. Then all the embassies, they have all their and the IOCs, international oil companies, they have offices there. So they pay ground rent and stuff like that, which forms part of the IGR. So that explains why, of course, Abuja will generate more. And I think the figures for 2023 will be far, far higher than this.
And of course, we look forward to see that figure.
Inflation can be very deceptive. Can make this kind of figures deceptive. Next year you see much higher, but the cost of business, rates. But the cost of doing business will have also gone up. So it can be deceptive. You can say, we are making progress, but when you look at you bear inflation and the devaluation of the currency in mind, you just see that, look,